Hey everyone, welcome. Here we are close to the end of the season, and this is the Santa Cruz Blur that the sponsor team used for the Olympics, for the World Championship. And in this video, I'm gonna give you a quick look at the race bike that my daughter used in 2024. I did present to you the frame early in the year, right before I built it. And I'm gonna start by saying that this is a very capable bike. In the right hands, this will perform amazingly well, whether you're training, whether you're racing cross country, or whether you are taking this to the trails. Here's a short sequence from Quebec where we just installed bigger, burlier tires on the bike, and it performed amazingly well as a trail bike. And I know you guys are gonna ask me for the details of the parts that we used to build this bike with, and I'm just gonna say that chances are that they are all covered in a video on my channel. I'm gonna try to list them all in the description of this video. And one thing that everybody wants to know right off the bat is usually the weight, and I'm gonna start with that. Here we go, 24.27 pounds. That's 11 kilograms. This is for a Blur C, not CC, so you could easily save about probably 350 grams out of this if you go for that lighter frame. Also, you can save a bit more on the shock and a few other things. That weight is for the complete rideable bike. I have the pedal installed, I have 2 bottle cages, I have a mud guard that I always install on my bikes just to protect the stanchions. So again, there's so many ways in which you can save a bit of weight on this bike, but I think that 11 kilograms or 24.3 pounds was actually good enough for us, and my daughter absolutely loves it. Why Santa Cruz, why Blur, and why Blur C frame? Well, I bought these used, so that's all I could find at the time. I really love this color for my daughter. Also love the burlier frames that Santa Cruz builds compared to something like Specialized Epic, and also love the flexibility that a frame like this provided. Just by installing different length shocks, you get different travel in the back, and this is compatible with 100 to 120 millimeter forks. Also wanted 2 bottle cages on the bike, and this one provides space for a small bottle here and a full-size one down your down tube. I also wanted a threaded bottom bracket, and you can see my Dub threaded bottom bracket installed for that X1 crankset. The Blur allows me to run the cables the way I want them. We run moto style brakes on our bikes, and guess what? I could actually run them nicely on the proper side and not have that tiny bend here on my brake hose being forced to run it on the left side of the bike. Bike is built with a Fox Float Performance. 45 millimeter stroke here on the shock gives us 115 mil travel in the rear, and I matched that with the 34 SC. This is Performance Elite, so aside from the color of the stanchions, this is the identical with the factory. I really like these forks. I know Fox went away from the Fit 4 damper, but you know what? In our experience, they work exceptionally well for the intended type of bike. Honestly, I could go on and on about the frame itself, but I'm gonna send you folks to that original video in which I only talk about the Blur V4 frame. Why build the TR and not the XC version of this frame? Well, at the time of my build, the 110 32 millimeter Fox fork that's lighter by 150 grams was not available. Also at the time, that 107 millimeter rear was not really recommended by Santa Cruz. Now if you look on their website, you're gonna see the 2 variants, Trail and XC. In the past, XC was 100 millimeter fork, and that's why I chose the 120 front, 115 rear. Needless to say, we're still very happy with our choice, even with the other added option of the 110 107 available today. Race face next, flat bar that's only 700 millimeter wide. This is used with SEI foam grips. God knows that we've tried a ton of dropper remotes, and I keep going back to this, the little known dropper remote. This is the cheaper, the Deore version, not the XTR, because it has 8mm pull as opposed to XTR that only has 6. That is used with 125mm drop. Turn on components. This is the bunker dropper post that I reviewed on my channel. It's very light and it's been working very well. This is a giant Contact SL saddle that my daughter likes quite a bit, and to save a tiny bit of weight I went with the 30.9mm dropper, and I use it with the shim as the frame requires 31.6. This is a medium frame that's quite long for my daughter, so I went for a 40mm stem, and this here we got to love this kind of mount for our GPS computer. As you continue on, you're gonna see the XTR or 12-speed shifter. The derailleur is also XTR, so is the chain, and I paired this with an XT cassette just for longevity. Up front, we have a kind of a mix of an X1 crank, that's 170mm, and that's an absolute black oval. All of these are on my channel. Pedals that we use are XTs. I usually use XTs. These are M8000s. They work perfectly fine. And I think some of you are going to ask me why not using an electronic drivetrain. After all, this uses an UDH, and I do have a few of those laying around in the house. The simple answer is simplicity and performance. In my opinion, this drivetrain, the combination of the XTR shifter and the derailleur with that XT cassette, works perfectly fine. Is just one of the best drivetrains that we've ever had on any bike. So what's the reason to put batteries on this? No good reason for me. Brakes, we ended up going with the 2-piston XTs from M8100. We haven't had any issues with wandering bite point as of late. So 2-piston calipers, we have a 180 MT800 Shimano rotor up front, and in the back we're using 160mm of the same. As wheels are considered unsprung weight, having lighter wheels on a burlier frame like this actually makes it perform a lot better. And what we chose here are a set of wheels that are very special to me. Duke rims, 30mm ID, but these are super light rims, and we built these with Duke Mad Max hubs, and most importantly, Bird spokes. Overall, this wheel set comes up to 1 kilogram. Obviously, that's front and rear wheel with tape and valves installed. Pirellis are the tires of choice, and I've done a few videos about this, introducing them, doing a follow-up video. Not any Pirellis, but the stuff that they launched with the Tokyo Olympics. So XCRC, light with an insert in the back. And if you look up front, these are the Pro Wall XCRCs. For us, these are the best XC tires that we've ever had, bar none. And we've tried quite a few over the years. Now, the one thing that I didn't install yet on the frame is this, the Dirt Skirt version 2. This little rubber patch protects your frame from rocks and debris from entering that area. If you crack your frame because little rocks made it in between the radar triangle and your frame, that is not covered by the warranty, and that's why you need this, the Dirt Skirt version 2. It's available now. It fits like a glove on the Blur, as you can see it over here. So there you have it, guys, a bit over 24 pounds with the C frame. With bigger wheels, this bike, it's a rocket on the trails, and overall I'm very happy with my custom build. Needless to say, again, my daughter absolutely loves it. So what do you guys think? Would you build a Santa Cruz Blur like this one? What kind of components would you use? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you would build this TR version or the XC, the lighter version of this bike. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, hope to see you folks on the trails. Cheers, guys. Cheers.